Okay guys, so this is the night before the vlog that I'm going to be doing to kind of remember. I'm going to be doing this vlog for two reasons, and one of those reasons is because I want to be able to look back in the future and just be able to check out what I was doing during this, extremely pivotal time in my Japanese career. And two, I want to be able to send it to people in the community because people might be able to get value out of some kid that doesn't have a job and is optimizing basically his entire life to do more Japanese. So those are the two reasons that I want to get out of this, or the two things that I want to get out of this. And this is kind of just like a prelude, just kind of something that I want to do beforehand to kind of just express kind of my thoughts about the language. And first, I'm going to give a story, my Japanese story, a little bit more in depth. So yeah. Hey guys, Addy from the future actually just finished editing this whole thing, and I came to the conclusion that the video was just way too long if I included that first preliminary part from my story. So I decided to cut it out, and if you guys do end up wanting me to record a video, I'd be happy to record a video about my Japanese journey up until now. And yeah, so you guys have fun on the vlog of August the 14th. That's the end of the day for me, but I'm going to be starting it very soon here, waking up at 9 o'clock. So yeah, I just really needed a lot of sleep or something like that. So see you guys. Okay, so this is the start of the day. I just woke up to my girlfriend calling me, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of bed, weigh myself, and go look at the sun. So I've already got my blinds open and stuff like that. And typically what I'm going to do is I'm not going to whip out my MPV player yet. I'm just going to watch like some podcast or something like that while I do all those things. So, yeah. Really only try and get just a little bit of sun out there. Just need to set that circadian rhythm so I go to bed early and on time and I get some good sleep. So just did that. And these are my dogs. I don't know if I can flip the camera, but these are my dogs. Yeah, super basic. And I decided I moved over to the MP3 player as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna be getting some water, and then I'm gonna head into my first session with Japanese. So with this session, I'm probably going to get some active immersion in it, as well as most of my Anki. And you might see, almost all of my Anki really. You might see my dog come in and join me. Okay, so I'm going to take this time to kind of discuss some of the gear that I'm using and put up some pictures. So the first thing that you're going to see, and you guys see it right now in the frame, is my headphones. These headphones are by Mezi. They're called the 99. Super comfortable, highly recommend them. And yeah, and then I have the MPV player that you guys already saw. And then I got these wires connected to them, and these headphones connected to them. And then yeah, and then the final thing I have is this magnetic thing here, and that really helps, just because I pull my stuff out all the time, and it's really useful to just be able to just chop it out really quickly. Okay, so I just finished up Anki, and on Anki, I guess I'll show you here. On Anki, I've got it split up until sentence mining. So this is the original deck I use for sentence mining, and it's essentially every single thing is just it doesn't have any audio on the front, it's only sentences, and then I highlight the sentences, and then it's got the definition here. And then I've recently, about 3 or 4 months ago, started doing audio cards, and so I've got about 1,000 cards in there. Yeah, actually I just crossed the 1,000 card mark yesterday, so that's exciting. 1,000 cards in there, and then I've got about 20, like 1,200 here. And then I also do what's it called? Retire my cards as well. So I've got a bunch tarot cards. So yeah, I've got about, a solid 15K vocabulary, I'm just building it using mainly audio cards now. Although, I don't mind any sentence cards anymore. I just rep them every day. Yeah, so now I'm gonna probably head into an immersion block where I'm just gonna be immersing for, maybe an hour or so until I get hungry. I usually eat around, nowadays I eat around 12. All right, so I just finished up my serious bout of immersion. Serious, it's not really crazy, it's only an hour. So I immersed mainly with this show right now. I usually watch only Netflix shows that have the audio description. So all these have audio description. This also has audio description. This one also has audio description. I'm mainly watching this one right now. Occasionally I'll watch this one. And then I have like this guy that I'm watching. And I'm getting more into documentaries right now, so they're super, super dense. This is documentary about like actors' lives and stuff like that, all in Japanese and stuff like that. And then kind of like, I don't know, I just love Apex Legends for some reason. I've never actually played. I played on my phone when it came on my phone, but I never actually played like actual Apex Legends, and I just love like watching this stuff. So yeah, if you can read that, he's only doing snipers, and he's trying to do solo masters. He's trying to do solo master with only one sniper. So, or I guess, he's not only one sniper, but like, yeah. So yeah, I just finished up, as I said, my first bout of immersion, and it's probably time for me to go eat. It's like a roughly 11:45. So I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna show you guys what I eat on a regular basis. It's extremely clean, and it keeps me healthy, keeps me energized, because I don't exercise essentially at all. I basically only do Japanese immersion, and I feel like I have to have a pretty damn strict diet to be able to do that, because no exercises, exercise is fucking healthy, and I'm just missing out on that. So I need to have a really good diet to keep the energy levels high and be able to focus, the whole day. So I'm gonna record my meal making. So yeah, what I'm eating on a daily basis. Typically, just before I talk about what I'm eating, before as I'm cooking, I will have some passive immersion. Just, I've got my MP3 player, so I'll have some passive immersion on, and then I will just cook while I'm listening to that passive immersion. But recently I've been going through all these old lectures that I haven't seen yet, so I've just been going through those. And yeah, so the first thing that I typically cook with, it's the same meal every single day, and that's going to be half a pound of ground beef, and then it's going to be 6 eggs. And typically, if those eggs are good quality eggs, they're cage free, you can tell by the color. It's the difference between, this super like bright yellow color versus this dark, almost orangish color. If they're the dark orange color, I'll separate the yolks from the egg whites, and I will actually eat those yolks raw, and I'll put that on top of my meal, and I'll put a picture up. And yeah, but today these eggs are just from Trader Joe's, regular eggs. They're not all that healthy, so I just cook them all, including the yolks. And yeah, that's my meal. And then I also have a raw milk smoothie, just some type of fruit. Throw in any type of fruit mix, put some raw milk in there, put some creatine in there, and that's my smoothie. You have it. So yeah, those are the first couple things that I'm doing. And yeah, the reason why I do this, I eat the same thing every day. Seems boring, but the reason why I do it is just because I really want to reduce the amount of decisions that I'm making on a daily basis. I want to be able to just immerse with Japanese. So I also do the same thing with clothes, is that I wear very similar clothes. I'll have like the same clothes that I wear for multiple days, and that's just because I want to be able to get up, put on my clothes, and do Japanese. I don't want to have to think about, oh, what am I going to wear today? Okay, like this matches with this. None of that. All I want to do is get up, put on my clothes, watch Japanese. Similarly, I want to, get hungry and be able to not have to think about, oh, what restaurant am I going to do? What am I going to put together? I know what I'm going to put together. All I have to do is cook it. That's it. And yeah, it never really gets old. It's really healthy for you. All one ingredient foods. So yeah. All right, so I just finished up my meal, And I typically am going to get some active immersion in as well while I eat. So I'm probably just going to watch some Apex content here. And yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm actually eating so late, it's almost 12 right now, is that I'm actually trying to lose weight, and I'm using fasting to do that. So I originally started fasting like almost 2 years ago because I felt that didn't have mental clarity after I ate. In fact, I felt very drained of energy and foggy after I ate. So I decided to start fasting to get that mental clarity back, and it did. But then after I found this diet, the diet that I'm on now, I don't really get to, foggy now even after eating. So I just, fast now primarily for weight loss.
Finished up eating and watching some of that Apex Legends stuff, so I'm gonna be heading into my real second bout of immersion. Not sure quite how long it's gonna last. It might be about 2.5 hours or something like that, where I'm just kind of immersing the whole time. Besides, obviously, like bathroom breaks and water breaks. Those are, outside of those two things, it's just immersing.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be talking about how I am typically immersing for these long periods. What am I doing? Typically what I'm doing is I'm not always watching one singular show. That's definitely one tip. I definitely tend to bounce around during different things. In fact, I've usually got 4 tabs open: Netflix and a couple of YouTubers that I'm always watching that I can just kind of bounce around to anytime that I get bored of Netflix or anything like that. Netflix, 99% of the time, I'm going to be watching something that has audio description on. I think I already talked about it during this video. It's extremely useful. It's helped me, get to an extremely good level very, very quickly, and kind of catch up to and fill in all these little gaps, because it's not every day that you get to see somebody, say, "Oh, pass this to me," but it is almost every day that, you hear the audio description say, "He passed it to this person," or something like that. So you definitely get to fill in a lot of gaps with the audio description, so I definitely highly recommend that. And then other than that, I'm getting into more denser content and stuff like that on YouTube. So it's just, it's very, very dense. I try and keep my material as dense as possible, but also find these things that are interesting to me, because that's what I would say is, like, even if I wasn't recording my hours or recording this video, I would still do the exact same immersion pattern that I did today, just because it's all stuff that I want to watch. It's all stuff that I find interesting, and that's what's really helped me get so far, is that basically I can immerse for 10 hours a day because it's fun, and I can follow along. Even the show that I'm watching now, that's on screen, it's like it was an extremely difficult show, but I was able to get through it because I really, really enjoy the show. I really, really liked it, and I was watching Apex and stuff like that. This person is really entertaining to me, so I'm able to watch it for long, long hours, on end, like forever, it seems like. So, yeah, big tip on that.
Well, I just finished up a bout of immersion, about, let's see here, 3 hours long here, so that's what I did, and I'm gonna go do some chores around the house, stuff like that. And then I'm also going to take a shower, and I just thought I'd show you guys, this is how I'm getting my active immersion in the shower. So I've got this taped up, and it just goes right in there, like that. So my phone was just right there, and yeah, I'm just immediate, just I can watch it the whole time. So that's how I get active immersion in my showers. And then whenever I have to wash my hair, I'll just turn the speaker up. I'll take my AirPods out, I'll turn the speaker up all the way up, and I'll wash my hair there. So yeah, that's my secret to getting an extra 15 minutes or so of active immersion per day. All right, so I just got out the shower, and I'm just gonna be going over to the grocery store real soon, pick some stuff up. I'll show you guys what I picked up. And yeah, of course I got, let's see here, I got about 15 minutes or so of active immersion in the shower, and then the video was just interesting, so I watched it outside of the shower. So yeah, you guys gotta put on the shower hack. I'm putting you on game. Your phone is waterproof. Every phone past like the iPhone 7, you can get water on it. It's fine. So yeah, I would highly recommend the shower method. Just got back from the grocery store, and I picked up some nice chicken, some strawberries, some blueberries, and nice eggs and a coconut and some apples. So yeah, dinner tonight's gonna be just chicken seasoned with butter and salt, and that's it. And that's gonna be oven baked. All right, so ending out the day with a final meal here. Meal number 2. It's just chicken again, like I said, seasoned with butter, salt, grass-fed butter, oven baked. And I don't usually eat this late. It's around 7, but because I had to go to the grocery store and everything, it pushed it back. Usually I try and eat around 5. Not for any particular reason, but that's just the time that I feel, works best for me. Because I try and stop eating, 3 to 4 hours before going to bed, just so that my body can really start the digestion process. Because if you eat right before you go to bed, kind of like I am now, I'm only going to have about 2.5 hours or 2 hours before I go to bed to digest this food. Your body doesn't really have enough time to fully get started on the digestion process, and then you're up. Your sleep is worse. I feel like really a lot of getting good at anything in life is health and sleep, and those kind of intertwine, obviously. But yeah, I take very serious care of those things. So yeah, that's another tip, is definitely you want to sleep better, eat earlier.
Yeah, so I mainly eat an animal-based diet. As you guys have seen, it consists of fruits and animal products.
All right, so I just ended up finishing that meal. It was great, and I'm gonna be kind of winding down for the rest of the night. I go to bed in about an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna be doing kind of my skincare routine and rounding out the day with some really relaxing immersion. I usually actually put on a red filter on my screen, so it looks like this. 3. And it's red and it blocks out all blue light. Again, I want to do this just so that you can fall asleep and not have blue light interrupting your sleep schedule. So yeah. Okay, I just finished up phonetic training and auto mining show, and in that 3-hour block today I happened to finish an entire show. What I typically do with that is I finish the whole show, and then I'll auto mine the whole show using Migaku recommended sentences, and I'll go through and I'll just choose the recommended ones and then send them all to the card creator, and then send them all to Anki after that. So it's really, really efficient. And yeah, so I'm kind of done for the day in terms of immersion. The last bit of immersion I'm going to do is this final 30 minutes where I just lay in bed right before it's kind of a true wind down, and I listen to these stories that this person right here reads out. So I'd highly recommend their channel. Kind of getting into that because I don't want to be staring at a screen for the last 30 minutes a day before I go to bed, and I do notice that it actually has a significant effect on my sleep recently. So after all that incorporated, these are what my hours look like for today. And you may be thinking, well, it's not 10, what's wrong with you? But it's just because I filmed and recorded and edited this whole thing today. So it took a lot of hours out of my immersion. And yeah, you guys got to see exactly the strategies I'm using to achieve, these 10-hour days, 8 to 10-hour days on a regular basis. And using this strategy, using this kind of day, like this exact blueprint day, I've actually gotten roughly, 600 hours. On the Clockify program here, I'll put up a picture. I have about, I think, 400 hours or something like that, but I've only been, I started using that about a month into summer. So there's a bunch of other hours that I'm missing from that Clockify app. So yeah, it's roughly about 600 hours in putting in Japanese, which is, it's quite insane. It's ridiculous. I've gotten so much Japanese done in just such a short amount of time. So yeah, it's insane. I've gotten nearly 800 or 900 hours of Japanese in 4 months, and I've improved what I feel like a lot of. I'm definitely going to be putting on a video where I spoke about a week into summer. I spoke Japanese, and I'm going to be putting in a video after that where, I've been through the Japanese family being here, and I've been through all that stuff, so I definitely want to kind of post a video on my before and after, if you will, of my Japanese. So I really appreciate you guys watching and paying attention to what, I have to say on the topic of Japanese and how I'm achieving so many hours. I will say it was a bit weird because most people that ask me, hey, what are you doing for Japanese? I have to explain to them how, immersion does all this stuff. So it was a bit weird, not explaining that in this video. I felt like I was mostly explaining about dietary stuff and a couple of time hacks that I'm doing here and there. So yeah, it was nice to kind of be able to skip the you need to immerse type of conversation that I have to have with, the regular Japanese or any language learner for that matter. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.